Hello, everybody. It's Paul Neeson with the Raw Life Health Show, and we got a very special guest on today. His name's Malik, and I get so many people that comment about the recovery video I have of a lady who had MS and she's better now. Well, Malik contacted me and told me about his website, and I absolutely love his website for people that are suffering from MS or any disease. He has great information on there. Malik, introduce yourself to the Raw Life audience.
How you doing? My name is Malik Johnson. How you doing out there? Much love.
And Malik is going to be a great interview today because, like me, Malik is from Brooklyn, so he understands me, so that's great. All right, Malik, tell everybody your story before we talk about your resources. Tell everybody your story.
Well, my story starts off about about 9 years ago. I had little symptoms, numbness, headaches and fatigue. I couldn't understand what it was. I was not a normal person to get sick all the time. I never had the flu ever in my life. But over a period of time, I would get numb, and then I would question, like, what's that numbness? But it would go away. And every time I went to the doctor would look at my blood work and check everything out. Everything was normal. But I always kept in the back of my mind that something was going on, and then it would subside. Well, as the years went on, different things started to happen to my body. But every time I went to the doctor, they kept saying, nothing's wrong, like I was crazy. Well, finally, one day I did a trial with my dog. I have a German Shepherd, and I was competing, doing shows with him. And all of a sudden I did a bike run, which was 17 miles. And I wasn't on a bike for a long time, meaning like years I haven't been on a bike. So after I got off the bike, I was really, really weak. I didn't know what it was. But then when I went home, I had all this numb, like my whole left side went numb. And I woke up in the morning, took a shower, couldn't even put my clothes on. And immediately I went to the doctor. I thought I had lupus because, I trained out in fields with ticks and everything like that. But they checked me for lupus and all types of stuff. And he looked at everything, came back normal. So I was like, well, why do I still have the pain? Why do I still have the pain? So then he sent me, then it started a track record. He sent me to a rheumatologist. The rheumatologist ruled lupus out and ruled Lyme disease out. So I'm still wondering. Then they sent me to a neurologist. Now, when it really started, they ran a CAT scan. My whole body, everything was normal. Sent me home, took some time off work, but the pain was still there. So then it started going through a series of doctors. I mean, it was sticking me with needles and doing all types of things. It was very, very painful, and it's very frustrating for them to come back to say, Mr. Johnson, nothing's wrong. I mean, it was really, really frustrating. So, I started going online, Googling stuff and doing research, like the signs I had. And everything led to multiple sclerosis. And every time I would go to the doctor, said, you think maybe I might have multiple sclerosis? Nah, you too young. You're a healthy guy. You walking and stuff like that. But I said, why do I have the pain in my leg? So finally, I said, let me go to a sports medicine doctor. Maybe I have a injury on the left side of my piriformis, muscle, So they gave me a cortisone shot in there. The pain went away, but in 3 weeks it was back with a vengeance. And I was like, oh no, this is something is wrong, something wrong. From there, I went to a chiropractor. Chiropractor adjusted my back, still had the pain. So finally, I set up another appointment with a neurologist. And I was going to cancel the appointment, to tell you the truth, because I got tired of going. I went to like 7 or 8 doctors, So finally, I went to him. He said, well, I want to do an MRI again, of your spine and stuff like that. I said, well, you already did one of my lumbar spine, What do you want to do? He said, I want to do it of your upper part and your middle part. So I said, okay, that was horrible. It took a long time. Lo and behold, the test came back. Bam, multiple sclerosis.
Wow.
So yeah, it was, and it was like a bam. You ask anybody with MS, when they get hit with that, it's like, what did I do? I mean, you start reading all the negative stories, people losing, control of their bowels. I mean, it's a horrible, condition. I don't call it a disease. I call it a condition because it can be eliminated and controlled. So then once I got diagnosed with it, I tell you, I read about 14 books in 1 month. 14 books. And I started researching, came across Paul's stuff too, Norman Walker, Roy Swank, Bernard Jensen, and I started studying. I started to eliminate stuff immediately I stopped red meat. Immediately. And you know what happened when I stopped red meat? symptoms started going away. In 1 week, it was amazing. Then I said, there's something to this diet stuff. So I started digging deeper. Then I learned about dairy. I eliminated all dairy. I started feeling much better. So now I started eating a lot of vegetables, all raw. I mean, I went raw, but I still ate fish and chicken. So I was considering myself a vegetarian at the time, you know, a raw food vegetarian. But over a period of time, my progress started. I started getting better and well, and I started getting strength. And I'm like, I'm loving this. Then I started adding the green juices. Oh my gosh, I started feeling much better. So I said, if I go raw, you know, I came across Paul, learned about the daylight savings and stuff like that. I said, there's something to this because there's always correlated from Arnold Everett, mucilus diet. I started putting it all together. I said, this makes sense. I got to get into this. And then all of a sudden, you know what I did? I went raw. And that was the best thing I could ever do was go raw. You know, I started learning about different foods, and because I would never eat like that. I mean, I would have never ate like that. You know, back in the days, you know, I had the big steak, the beef ribs, the oxtails, and all that. But you know, now I'm getting used. My taste buds are getting used to broccoli, a lot of kale, you know, celery, ginger, and then I started learning about all the plants and learning about the different vitamins. And at the time when I became a vegetarian, I was taking supplements because I didn't know, you know, I was reading about vitamin D and B12 and all that. I didn't really even know about that, you know. So I had to learn about, I was taking spirulina and stuff and all these different things. But when I went raw, but I noticed you could do the supplements, it'll stop the progression of the disease. But however, when you stop taking the supplements, it comes back. You know, not like it was before, but it comes back. But you have to deal with it. Once you go raw, you go through healing crisis, but it's your body eliminating things. And once I did that and started fasting, man, my recovery became, I mean, awesome.
So,
I mean, you know,
well, let me ask you this: did you ever like what did before you tried eating a raw diet? What was the doctor's prescription? What did they tell you to do? And did you do anything they told you to do?
none. The doctor whipped out all these drugs called ABC drugs like Copaxone, beta testosterone, Rebib, and he gave me like a whole booklet, like I mean like 5 of them. And he's like, "Here, choose one." So I'm like, choose one. I said, okay, let me have these booklets. Let me go home and do research on these booklets. They cause mad complications, leukemia, you know, liver damage. And I called the nursing centers, the ones that prescribe these medications, and it was horrible. And the study was only over a 3-year period. So I said, why would I add something toxic to my body when I already have toxicity in my body, acid and mucus? Why would I do that? I will not do that. And he kept on pushing me. And I kept on going back to him saying, hey, doc, I feel well. And every time I would say that, he said, I still want you to take the medication. You know, I still want you to take the medication. And I fired him after that.
You fired your doctor.
I fired him, got rid of him.
So how old were you when you first realized you started feeling these pains and you first went to the doctor? And then how long did it take before they finally realized that you in fact did have MS?
Well, I was about 37. It took him about, and I'm 46 now. It took him to about 42, 41 around there. My birthday was right around the corner. So I say 41 and a half when they found out that I had it.
And how long has it been since then? Now it's 5 years or so, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so when you decided you weren't going to take the medication and you were going to do this thing naturally, did you just stop calling the doctors or did you tell them, well, I'm going to do it this way? What did you do?
I told them right off the jump. I told them right away. I was never a guy to take medication. So right away, it was just like out of the picture, no medication. I don't believe in medication.
And what'd they say when you told them that?
They looked at me like I was crazy. They looked at me like I was crazy. They
Wow.
kept on pushing it, and he left. He left. I was only here for 15 minutes. That's all I got at the time, to speak to the doctor for 15 minutes.
And what about your friends and your family? Did you tell them what was going on?
Yes.
And when you told them that you're not going to listen to the doctors, what was their reaction?
Well, my brothers were supportive because they know that I do my research, and they was very supportive. My wife, she seemed worried, but she supports me, and I was like, thank you, But it was lonely because you're dealing with a lot of brainwashing out there. You understand? So I had to go against that. You couldn't tell too many people, at first. But then when they seen you started getting better, and they like, whoa, what are you doing? I mean, like, really, you juicing now? You eating raw foods? Because that's like a different world. It's a different world out there, because everybody's eating a standard American diet, and it's hard, like going from watching me go from eating beef ribs to now eating carrots, kale, celery and stuff like that. People look at you, are you all right? What do you have? Cancer? What's going on?
Right. I understand. I've been there. I've been there. I
Yeah.
know. It's like
I mean,
crazy.
I was lonely. I couldn't go out and eat nothing, like, I would go to restaurants and not eat, take my wife out and just let her eat. Maybe have some dates or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was hard. It was hard in the beginning.
Yeah, well, you've come a long way, and the great thing and what I love about you is you didn't just do this. You're letting people know about it, and you've created. Normally when I interview somebody, I gotta ask them, well, what you learn and what you do. Well, I don't have to ask you that because you created an amazing website and you put it all on your website so anyone that has MS or any other illnesses, they can go to your website and they can find out right there exactly. They got inspiration. You got videos of other people who have been cured by doing the natural way. You got all this great information there of how you got cured and your story and everything else. And I'm encouraging everyone right now that's listening to this to get to his website. The website is alternativemsrecovery.com. Alternative msrecovery.com. So tell us, when did you get the idea to build your website? And is this an ongoing project, or is this something that you built that's out there? And I also want to hear about some of the healing testimonials or people that contacted you, and how many people actually contact you that actually listen to your advice, or they're scared and they just do what the doctor said.
Well, I must thank God. I want to thank God first. Thank God. Thank God. I mean, really, God. This is all praises due to God. I'm just a servant of God, and He took me, and I mean, from being a successful person and a little ego, and said, "Bam, you got MS. What you gonna do now? You financially secure. I mean, what are you gonna do now? But when you get sick, money don't matter. Money does not matter. So I'm like, all this money, and what I'm going to do, but when I'm gone, I'm gone. So I have to leave a message. And as I started to learn, I said, I want to help other people. God instilled in me. So by me helping myself, I help other people because I don't want them to be faced with what I went through because it's frustrating and it's lonely. It's a very, very lonely. And only people that experience sickness understands that have a compassion. But we don't have to walk that path. We don't have to walk that path. You can avoid that path. And if you do, know that it's not the end. You can get up out of it. You got your body into it. You can get up out of it because God made it. Everything in nature is around you. Just take the time to study what's around you. Quiet the mind. Really quiet the mind. I meditate all the time. And I thank Paul for this interview. It allows me to reach people and help people. And I get dozens of testimony. People call me up at work and say, "Oh, I got high blood pressure," or "I got high cholesterol," or I say, "Well, stop eating meat. Just try it for 1 month. Just stop eating meat. Get rid of the starch. And see how you feel." Then they go back to their doctor, and they levels are lower, and they all excited. They call me up late. Hey, it's low. I'm saying, yeah, it was the meat and stuff like that, and that makes me feel well. But all time, you know what I say to them? All praise is due to Almighty God, not to me. I'm just a servant.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm just a servant, man. And yeah, that's all. And MS is not a disease. It's a condition. Your body's out of balance. Somehow putting foreign things in your body, whether it's dairy or virus or whatever, it threw your body off. But now you have to reverse it by eliminating the things that cause it. And don't think it's going to happen overnight. It don't happen overnight. But you will see signs quickly. You'll see signs quickly when you stop certain things. And I took the radical approach. I said I'm going to be my own doctor. My own doctor.
Yeah.
Because only me, I only know what I'm going through here. Only you know what you're going through in your body. You know, and that's the bottom line, Paul.
And it's not only a physical thing, it's a mental thing. Because like you said, you felt alone because,
Oh,
people that aren't experiencing this, they have no idea what it's like. And it's just I'm so excited and thankful you did what you did. And I have a lot of people contact me, but I said I got to get this fellow on the show because your site is very informative, your story is very inspirational, and it's my prayer that people will go to your site and see that. And if anyone listening has MS or any disease, listen to the principles and the core message here that we're trying to get out to you. Well, give us your contact information if anyone wants to contact you, and thanks for joining us here today.
well, you can contact me at therealkrob@gmail.com. Anytime, anybody, anyone, I'm always open. You know, just give me some time. I get a lot of emails.
Also, through your website, they can contact you, and the
Yes.
website is www.alternativemsrecovery.com. Well, listen, brother, it was great having you here on the show today. Is there anything else you want to share before we end this interview?
Yeah, we need more people like you, Paul. Definitely. You inspire me. I want to tell you that. I learned a lot off you and all the great healers out there. Keep up the good work, and let's get together, community, and make it strong so we can help other people. That's what it's all about.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you again so much, and the feeling's mutual. You inspire me, and it's great information, and you are one of those healers. So thank you very much. Everybody, this is Paul Neeson with the Raw Life Health Show, another amazing inspirational video. Take this information, check out the site, and have a great day and a great raw life.
Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life.